washing up? Who does the laundry? Who does the composting? Who picks up your rubbish? Who practically wipes your bum every single day?
You do.
Exactly.
It's alright. Thought it was a trick question.
Lies from an underground bunker at the top of a very tall tower. Welcome.
To the danger signs.
On the show tonight,
Orbital satellite tracks man.
we look into this beautiful country retreat, marvellous value, and there's no chain.
Oh, that's torn it.
First, a quick look at the latest news headlines. And the mountaineers who are testing the latest experimental elastic rope have discovered that when
I'd
they
just
fall...
like to take this opportunity to say hello to my beautiful wife. I have the perfect wife.
Oh, you do you?
Yes, she's a maid in the living room, a chef in the kitchen, and a whore in the bedroom.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, my wife's pretty cool too. She's a maid in the living room, she's a chef in the kitchen, she's a whore in the bedroom, and a novelist in the study.
Well, my wife's a maid in the living room, a chef in the kitchen, a whore in the bedroom, and a novelist in the study, but she's also a concert pianist in the music room.
Look, my wife is a maid in the living room, a chef in the kitchen, a whore in the bedroom, a novelist in the study, a concert pianist in the music room, and a painter and decorator in the hallway.
Really?
Yes.
Well, my wife's a maid in the living room, a chef in the kitchen, a whore in the bedroom, a novelist in the study, a concert pianist in the music room, a painter and decorator in the hallway, a plumber in the bathroom, a mechanic in the garage, a joiner on the stairs, and an installation expert in the loft.
My wife's an astronaut.
Mine's Prime Minister.
My wife's a train driver.
Mine's a footballer.
My wife's my dad. Sketches, I think.
Hello, me lover. Yeah, so we'll probably go again next year. Yeah, well, you know, it's like with caravans. Shh. No, not you, mate. Hang on. Shh. You've had your tea. Now settle down. Sorry, it's that bloody cat of yours. So yours was 5-star. Hang on. Sort it out. Anyway. Sorry, mate. Is it?
And now a new segment on the show in which we take a look back at films we were very fond of when we were teenagers. It's called Film Review.
Film review.
No, Film Review.
Film review.
No, review. There's a colon in it. Oh, just put the graphic up. We should have just done that in the first place. Now, Peter, I understand that one of the films you're particularly fond of is Silence of the Lambs.
Well, I well remember being taken up the flicks as a child. And one of the films I saw during that period was Silence of the Lambs, and it's set in what is these days called a home for the maddeningly impaired, to spare the blushes of the insane. And it tells the story of Hannibal Lecter, who's a restaurateur who's imprisoned for reading patrons' minds. There's an unforgettable motorcycle chase at the end of the film and an early appearance by Matthew Perry as a disgruntled diner.
Sounds intriguing. Let's take a look at a clip.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. But I never eat anyone's arse. Oh no, sour.
Let's look at our professional reviews of film. We're going to go over to Mark Commode.
Mark Commode?
Oh yes, Mark Commode. Tonight, I'm reviewing Lichtschön by Gotthold Frödinger. For a Scandinavian filmmaker, not that far off from being a contemporary of Bergman, the remarkably spry Frödinger, seen here in a rare publicity shot procured by his distributor in 2004, has made a remarkably modern film. Modern, that is, if we ignore the rather obvious homage to Dada, specifically the hats, with regard to its absurdist use of the inanimate object. Modern, and yes, in a sense, modernist. This is a movie with an incredibly loose narrative construction, an unyielding sense of its own direction, and a measure of what I can only describe as well-roundedness, hitherto unseen in Frödinger's work. Frödinger is, and I hesitate to use this criminally overused word, a maverick. He may come from a tiny overexposed land of filmmaking legend, where his compatriot filmmakers have had overly scrutinised relationships with singular acting talents. Ingmar Bergman, Max von Sydow, Lasse Hallström and the incandescent Agnetha Faltskog. However, Frödinger's strongest and most enduring creative relationship has not been with an actor, cinematographer, or even his wife or homosexual partner.
He's reviewing a
The
spoon.
single cinematic constant in Frödinger's creative life has been his relationship with his distributor, the Swedish giant of contemporary film, that monster of Scandinavian cinematography, EKR.
Christ.
True, Lichtschön as a cultural phenomenon was over-anticipated. As a piece of cinematography, it is overblown, the photography overexposed, the tone over-clattery, and the whole look of the film over-shiny. I wish I could say that it was over-long, but in that respect I have to eschew over as a describing word and tell you it's over-short. As a critic, it does not behove me to consider the commercial constraints within which the filmmaker has to function. However, when presented with a movie that is devoid of not only set, soundtrack or post-production of any kind, but also dialogue, actors and even, this is where it really begins to hurt, actual film stock and camera equipment, I have to conclude that a line of parsimony is being crossed here, and it ain't nothing to do with dogma.
Mark?
What the are you interrupting me for?
Lichtschön. It's a spoon.
I know it's a spoon. Lichtschön is Swedish for spoon. I'm talking about a film about a spoon. Now, may I continue? We'll take it from dogma, right?
What she means is, Mark, obviously you're the expert, but apparently it really is a spoon. I mean, I'm no film buff.
Spit it out! Bitch.
The thing is, Mark, we don't think it actually is a film. It's in the IKEA catalogue as a spoon.
You idiots have let me sit here for 3.5 minutes talking about a spoon.
Sorry, Mark, sorry.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Do you like some more makeup?
Yes! Hello, me lover. Fancy some fudge? Plenty of people say the world is not as it is, or at least not as we think it is. You may throw your hands up at this point and say, of course it's how we think it is. But my next guest would say, why throw your hands up? And more importantly, who fed your hands to you in the first place? That kind of probing shows that he's a conspiracy theorist. His name's James Pepper, he's here in the studio, so let's meet him. James, thanks very much for coming on the show. I see that inevitably you have a book out.
Yes, the powers that be have allowed my ideas an airing. No doubt they can shoot them down.
This is a dictionary.
My book is a glossary.
Looks like a dictionary to me.
Only a lackey of the corporate establishment would say that.
Hey, I'm in here. Funded by the NRT. What's the NRT?
You know, the paper chain goes right back to Nixon.
Nixon?
Richard Nixon.
Yeah, well, what other Nixon is there?
Marnie Nixon. Singing voice of Audrey Hepburn in My Fair Lady. Or so they say.
They do they?
I have evidence that Marnie Nixon was herself being dubbed by Hitchcock.
Alfred Hitchcock?
No, Tony Hitchcock. You know, off Hitchcock's Half Hour, you know, an armful that's nearly a pint.
Hancock. Tony Hancock. Tony Handcock.
Doesn't change the Nixon connection.
Yeah, well, if you can't get that right, what else have you got wrong in your book?
Moon landings. That got your attention.
What, didn't happen?
Better.
We've all seen the footage. Of course the moon landings happened.
Yes, well, if you thread the projector the right way round...
Going down?
To the bottom of the sea, sent by the Aquanautical Submariners Association, or NASA.
That's stupid. Neil Armstrong went to the moon, not the bottom of the sea.
With whom?
Well, Buzz Aldrin.
Made up name. And? Exactly. Bottom of the sea.
That's the moon.
Moon doesn't look like that. Duh. And if you turn up the contrast, you get the bottom of the sea.
You've added that.
No, I haven't. Note the diving suits.
This is stupid.
And there they are, coming back to the surface. And finally, the plaque left at the bottom of the sea, with your boss's name on it, Richard Nixon.
James, thank you very much.
I'll be shot next week.
It'll take that long, will it?
Hello, me lover. Oh, you bugger.
Oh, my head feels like it's gonna split. I wish I hadn't had that last tequila. Oh, bloody Dave. What? Worried about getting legless? How, how? Oh, nice cup of tea. Just for the kettle. Oh, I'm all fingers and thumbs this morning. And you can stop smirking.
Trudy, I understand you want help to stop eating cakes.
Yes.
Well, there's a simple technique we can use here, so work with me on this one.
Okay.
It's like a barrel, rolling, rolling into you. It's rolling into you, and I'm going to introduce the desire for cakes, and it's rolling back out of it, And the question is, do you want to eat cakes? Do you want to eat cakes? The answer's no.
No!
Excellent, she's cured. He's very good, isn't he? And the amazing Anthony will be touring throughout the spring. And don't forget, he can also help you to stop smoking. Just time to take a quick look at the latest state of the A9 in Scotland. Looking very quiet there. That's good news for badgers. On the show next time. Is death the end? These people say yes.
Well, that's patently wrong.
And satellite tracking continues underground. Good.
Night.
Good night.
A copy of tonight's programme has been placed in the British Library.
Join the hunt to find it, and you could win a pie!